Here at the BetVictor Northern Ireland Open at the Wasford Hall in Belfast, where Mark Allen has just booked his place in tomorrow's final with a 6-3 win over Ricky Walden. Mark, just tell us how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm trying to keep this smiling, to be honest, but I'm also trying to stay as calm as possible because the job's not done yet. I'll take a lot of positives out of the way I played today because it wasn't great at the start, even though I went 2-0 up. And Ricky made it very tough for me then to all the interval. And I went out with a conscious effort after the interval to try and be a bit more aggressive. I felt like I was in my shell a little bit in the early part of the match and maybe a bit too tentative, trying to be too careful and not make mistakes, whereas everyone makes mistakes, so I was trying to just be more aggressive, and if mistakes happen, so be it. But I think that helped me in the long run because I started to score a little bit. I hadn't been scoring in the early part of the match, and you need to have all attributes, no firing, if you were going to beat someone like Ricky, who's class act, and he's somewhere back to near his best again, which is great to see. Just an all-round good win for me.
Certainly was. I think in the middle of the match, it seemed to go a little bit, I don't think scrappy is the right word, it seemed to go a bit tense, didn't it? It seemed to go a bit, but then you fired back. There was a really long frame and you came straight out with a 1-3-3, and in these big matches, you always seem to find a century, and a big century like that, which really sort of pulls you through. Did you feel that today?
I don't know about always finding it. I just felt like today I controlled the fifth frame, and when I got 3-2 in front again, then I always had that long frame, frame 6. But I felt like I was always in control of it, even though it was a long frame. I tortured Ricky at some point in that frame, and I think he was laughing because each snooker just kept getting harder and harder. But whenever I got that 6th frame and had the 2-frame gap, then there was a bit of daylight, and I was a bit more relaxed. Still probably as relaxed as I'd felt the whole day. And then obviously made 133 to go 5-2. And Ricky's going to probably need to play perfect snooker from 5-2 down. And I've lost from 5-2 up before, so I knew not to rest on my laurels. But I felt like when the chance came, I was going to take it. I was disappointed not to take it in the frame before. I was a bit unfortunate going in off in the middle pocket, and then Ricky obviously cleared up with 80-odd. But I was ready for the chance in the last frame when it was coming. So, yeah, very calm, and I thought I closed out pretty well.
That chance in the last frame, the break of 7-3 started with a plant. Did you sort of put much thought into that shot? You just seemed to take it, and it just went in without any real...
I didn't really have a lot of choice. Ricky played safety and knocked one over the hole. I had no choice. I had to try and move it in some way. I knew that the red I was taking on, if I missed it, I was going to leave the red over the pocket, but I was forced into it. It was a tough shot, but I knew that any sort of contact on the red, not only should it go in, but even if it doesn't, I'll try and clear it away from the pocket. But lucky enough, it went in. I managed to put a good blue after that and keep control of the white and made a good break.
So tomorrow in the final, it's going to be John Higgins or Yan Bingtao. John, you've played him 18 times. It's 9-all on the head-to-head, which is quite amazing against a player like John. And Yan Bingtao hasn't beaten you in 5 years. Do you even think about who your opponent could be, or do you just take it as it comes?
To be honest, I try not to think about my opponents too much, no matter who it is and no matter what the match it is. So, in a really weird way, I'd love it to be John that I play tomorrow because he's one of the all-time greats. To play him in a final in front of my home fans, it would be an amazing atmosphere. But look, he's got a very tough match in his hands against Yan Bingtao, Masters champion. He looks... Again, someone like Ricky, he went off the boil after he won that Masters and hasn't done much since, but he looks like he's somewhere near his best again. So, tough match regardless of who it'll be, but the twisted part of me wants it to be John tomorrow.
And you mentioned the atmosphere in the hometown crowd. It's going to be very special tomorrow. There are still a few tickets left. So, if the people out there in Belfast have been watching it today, what's your message to them?
Come watch your local boy. They're used to watching Ronnie and Judd in the final here every year, so come and watch someone different for a change.
And let's make it electric. Let's get the roof off tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought the atmosphere was absolutely amazing today, but what I find here in Belfast, that they're so respectful. I never really have any issues with people shouting on your shot or shouting at wrong times or trying to put the opponent off. It's just never like that. And the amount of times that my fans, and I know my dad's probably the one that does it the most, he'll always applaud the other player's shot. I hate him for it, but he's so respectful in the way he does it, and I think that adds to the atmosphere out there.